Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, and Barry the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. A lot has happened since the last big show. I mean, we had this little thing called an election, and it kind of surprised a lot of folks, I think. And we have to acknowledge what has happened, and you know, we're not going to get political today, but we are going to talk a little bit about how it affects the boating industry. That's coming up a little bit later on the show today. However, Barry was also at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, as you heard if you listened to last week's broadcast,
Right.
and wandering the aisles with Mike the Mariner last week. And overall, it was a great event. A lot of people. The weather was cooperating, and business was being done. And yeah. And so, you know, we talked about some of the things you saw. Some big old outboard engines seem to be, you know, the run of the day. But what else caught your eye there at the boat show? What do you think?
I wanted to head over to Pier 66 and look at the super yachts. They have a whole new section there. They call it Pier 66 South. As you know, it's on the north side of 17th Street. Sorry.
Yeah.
But they made an area where the super yachts, the largest of the large, are there, and they had an over 200-foot super yacht there. If you saw the outline of it in your brochure, you realize this thing is huge. I would have liked to have gone over there, but when they saw the World of Boating hat, they said, nope, you're not allowed.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You didn't play that card. They just saw it.
They just saw it, and then they said, no, sir, you can't come in here.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, I thought you'd learned after all these years you can't do that, Barry.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're wearing a red watch cap right now that everybody can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Why didn't you do that at the boat show?
I did. Actually, I did have my red watch cap, but I didn't put it on because my World of Boating shirt, which is currently on order, hasn't been delivered yet.
Ah, okay. So you just had the hat, but that was enough to identify you as a troublemaker.
As a troublemaker, yeah.
All right. Well, once you get, did you figure out a way to navigate into the show anyway, or through that area?
Oh, no, the rest of the areas, though, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was fine. Yeah.
Right. It was just
These were the exclusive areas, but supposed to be able to get in with my super pass, but we'll see what happens next time.
Okay.
But it was great. I mean, everyone was happy. Everyone had really good vibes about the show. And from what I've been reading, they had over 100,000 visitors. And I was reading some news stories. I think it was Brunswick had massive sales. They did really well at the boat show. People were buying things. They weren't just looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good way to start, 2025. I think this is considered the first boat show of the new year, right?
What do you mean? That would be
Miami is in 2025, but I'm saying these are the new boats that are coming out for 2025.
Right.
These aren't. Yeah, so it's like going to the auto show when you're looking at those cars. Those are the new ones that are coming out right now, not the old ones.
Sure. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that overall, I mean, we got the press release from the folks behind the show. I don't know if they said it was a record-breaking attendance, but it seemed like it was pretty daggone close because they definitely said it was over 100,000, right?
Yeah. So I mean, and it seemed busy.
Yeah.
Even on Wednesday, which was the VIP day, which when ticket prices are even, I don't even know what they are. I don't want to look, but it was nice. It was busy. The parking garage fills up quick, but there are more parking garages over there now. I didn't realize all tied together. So they're making this into a really nice venue. And of course, Mike did go on the what do you call those? Those not cab boats. The water taxis. He took the water taxi over, and other than the wind, which was apparently, I think, a little bit of a burden on these water taxis because they don't go very fast to begin with.
Yeah.
He had a good time.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
As he should. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's the way to do it. If you're going to do a boat show, you might as well be on a boat.
Yeah, when you can. Yeah, at least getting from point A to point B.
Right.
So, I mean, it worked out really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But
the vibe you got from all the exhibitors and everything, the business was being done. You know, the press release from the boat show folks, you know, they said over 100,000 attendees, over 1,000 brands, generating $1.79 billion in economic impact for the region. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And hopefully a good thing for things to come in the upcoming year. All right. All right. So there was this little thing called the election that happened this week. We'll get into that next, just briefly, on the World of Boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Since baby Trump do baby Trump do baby Trump do baby Trump mommy Trump do mommy Trump do mommy Trump do mommy Trump daddy Trump do daddy Trump do daddy Trump do daddy Trump grandma Trump do grandma Trump do grandma Trump do grandma Trump.
Okay, I think you get the idea. All right, so there was this little thing called the election this week. And by the way, Barry, we're going to stay on the phone, all right? So just work that angle. I realize what our technical glitch is, and we are having a little issue today, but we'll manage it accordingly. And it had nothing to do with the election, as crazy as that was. I mean, look, we are not going to get political on this show. We don't do it, but we'd be foolish not to at least acknowledge it happened. And I'd say the only good thing, and maybe you would agree with me on this, Barry, is at least it's been decided. And one way or another, at least we know which way that has been resolved for now. Whether you are on the winning team or the losing team, that's not really, important for the, the area I think we should address here on the World of Boating. And that is, does it affect boating? And whether you're going to do more boating, less boating, is it going to affect prices? in the future and that environment? I mean, what's your gut feeling? You have one opinion one way or the other, Barry? What do you think?
It depends on what he decides to do as far as not embargoes, but tariffs are concerned.
Yeah.
The biggest complaint I heard from people over the last couple of years is that everything's getting more expensive, and
Right.
they blamed the administration before. The problem is that if you apply, most of our stuff, unfortunately, does come from China, and they're trying. The past few years, they've been trying to get companies to start opening up manufacturing here in the States again, and encouraging companies to do that. If he applies tariffs to the stuff that we normally get for boats, you're going to see prices go up. Someone's got to pay for it.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I mean, that's the big wild card. I mean, yes, that would be a possible negative if tariffs come into play for parts and things you need to put a boat together and sell it.
Together, right?
Yeah. I mean, it could
it
create
won't
some
affect
problems. But
it won't affect the fuel. It won't affect. It might affect some replacement parts, but what is boating? It's going out there and basically, if nothing's broken on the boat, you're just going out there and you're burning some fuel and you're buying some hot dogs and other food, and you're just enjoying a great day with your family out there.
right.
In the beautiful weather, at least we have down here.
Exactly. And I think the bottom line is, once again, it doesn't really matter, if you feel like, your guy won or lost. The question is, will it be better? Will prices come down on fuel? We'll have to wait and see if they can deliver the goods. I mean, that's a big wild card. The tariffs are a big thing that could affect boating too. We really don't know. I mean, I think we can't predict the future in that regard. And I think,
you can get an idea.
What do you mean you can get an idea?
You'll have an idea. First, it depends. If tariffs go in, then prices are going to go up. There's just no way around it.
Well, it depends on what they are on. That's the big wild card. We don't know. We don't know how that's going to play. And what I'm saying, that's why I don't want to get too down in the weeds on this.
Okay,
I'm just
that's
saying,
fine.
Your gut feeling, is it going to have an impact on boating or, boat manufacturing?
It can go two ways. It can go where people are so excited and they're beginning to earn more money, and they have this spendable money where they want to go out, and now it's time they're going to go out and buy a boat, or even get a great deal on a used boat that was bought just a couple of years ago during the pandemic.
Right.
So that could really increase boating. It can also hurt, depending on, it's going to depend on that, really, on how people feel. And we'll see what happens. I mean, we're not going to know until he's, officially sworn into office and he starts getting his job done. So,
right. Well, and I agree. And so we don't know. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, and I guess it just depends on how you feel about it one way or another. If you were in support of it, maybe you're going to think it's going to be way, better for boating. If you're against with the results, then you think, oh God, the bottom's about to fall out. I mean, we just don't know. I mean,
Right.
I think we'll have to just kind of take a wait and see kind of attitude to the whole thing, right?
And I've been following all these different companies. Some of them have shown great increases in their net profit from the prior quarter. Like Garmin showed a big increase in their profits, but some boat manufacturers showed, like Grand Banks, I think one of your favorites, showed a increase in their profits, but other boat manufacturers didn't. So I mean, but the whole thing is you cannot compare it to last year or the year before, because those were anomalies when people were buying all these boats in 20, 21, and 22. If you compare boat sales to those, you'll never get there.
Yeah.
But if you compare them to before the pandemic, that's a better comparison.
Well, and we're back to those numbers right now. Things
we're
have kind of
getting back to those
softened
numbers.
back down to what we were pre-pandemic as far as boat
Right.
sales and things like that. Whether this, change in the election situation ends up giving a shot in the arm and we get another rush of money that people get and decide to spend it on boating, obviously that'd be good for the boating industry. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see
Right.
how things pan out. So
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Meanwhile,
meanwhile, what? What do you think?
I've been trying to find a day when I can get out on my boat. And for the past 3 weeks now, we've had these seas of 6-footers, 5-footers, 8-footers, 11-footers. Nothing that Surprise can handle very, very comfortably.
Yeah. Well, you can turn it into a boating adventure. Turn your 17-foot Triumph into a jet ski. Because that's kind of what it's going to be in those kind of conditions, right?
Right. If I want to go out in the ocean, now obviously I can still go up and down the Intracoastal and go in the bay. But for boaters out in South Florida, they know that in November, I don't remember what the exact day is. It may have already started manatee season, which slows everything down in the Intracoastal.
Yeah.
So if you thought it was slow before, the rest of those little speedy zones where you can kind of make up time, those disappear. So
they
don't
disappear.
be in a rush to get anywhere.
Well, because of nature's speed bumps.
Right.
You don't want to do that. They will fine you big time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that would not be good. But, hopefully the winds will calm down. You get out there soon. And then just start cruising around. Yeah, the weather's the weather.
I did all that work. I want to get out and test her.
That's right. You got to get her out on the water and go boating.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get your mind off all the election stuff and all the chaos in that regard, what's the best way to do it? Go out on your boat and go boating. Yep. All right, more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You can't have 5 people or 10 people in a boat.
So if it is a family of 4 or 5, like husband, wife, and kids, they're going to have to pick 2 of them at a time.
They would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Greaseball, where did you get the right to tell me how many people can come on my boat? Nobody asked that question. Whoa, really? It's on the boat or on the dock? Nobody said anything.
Sweetly sailing, darling, sweetly sailing by the sea, silver caps the ocean, we'll be sailing free.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, and Barry the Boater rounding out the crew. Now, we do have a special guest in the studio with us today. His name is Brian. He's my brother-in-law. Brian, welcome. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing, Greg?
Thank God you came in today because, I'm having some issues.
Yeah.
And so I only got Barry on the phone today, and we just have to make the best of it. But what are you laughing at, Barry? It's not that funny.
I'm just thinking that one time he comes in and everything falls apart. He says, "Oh, so this is what you do for a living."
Yes. Or we could just blame Brian.
Yeah.
You'll take credit.
It's my fault. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like I'm leaving in a couple of days again anyway.
Yeah.
Go back
that's
north.
True. All right. Well, being that Brian starts with a B, just like Barry. We call him Barry the Boater. He's Brian the Boater, but he just happens to be generally in Michigan, and came down to enjoy some of our weather. Even though it's not ideal for boating today in Florida, a little too windy, it's better than what you got up north, right?
Actually, I saw some videos of up the marina, and it looks pretty nice today.
It looks pretty good up there.
Yeah, I could be boating today.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to know what kind of boat you have, so share that with Barry especially.
I have a 340 Sea Ray Sundancer.
Uh-huh.
If anybody is familiar with that.
So that is how many feet is that? 340.
That is between 34 and 35 feet.
Okay, that makes sense.
340. Yeah, the 340 is the giveaway.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So a nice vessel. You've had it this is the second season you've had it, right?
No, this
Oh,
is actually my third season.
Third season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barry, he's invited me up several times to go boating with him.
You would like that. That has a cabin in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice boat. I would see those out at the Columbus Day Regatta. That's where some of the parties were.
Right.
It's a really, really popular boat.
Yeah. Up
So
there.
you see a lot- see a
what
lot-
lake do
lot
you
of them up
cruise
there.
around up there in Michigan, Brian?
It would be Spring Lake.
Okay.
We're just west of Grand Rapids.
Okay. Big ass lake.
Yeah. Big lake.
Yeah.
Lake
Freshwater,
Michigan.
cruising around. He goes up there on the weekend to unwind.
Yeah.
After working
It's
a little bit
my
during
home
the week.
away from home.
Yeah.
On the water.
Right.
Best beachfront property you could get.
Okay. And but you stay on the boat. He doesn't dive. He's not a diver like you and me, Barry. So he goes up there,
Okay.
just cruises around on the weekend.
Yep.
Watches the sunset. It sounds pretty. I've seen the pictures. I've been tempted, but we just haven't worked it out.
Yeah. I did purchase
do
a
you
paddle
mean?
board so I can go to the beach now. So
Oh, okay. There, you have a paddle board and you
Yeah.
take that to the beach from
Yeah.
your boat and
Yeah.
just leave it out on anchor.
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting way to dinghy back and forth. Yeah.
Well, you can hook him up with Craig Cat, and he can pick up one of those like
Yes.
Mike has.
Yeah. Mike the Mariner. Have you seen one of those?
I have not.
So it's a 2-seater, like fast dinghy kind of,
Oh, okay.
almost like a
Well, it
mini
looks like a little
futon.
bit like a
or
pontoon.
Yeah, mini
Yeah.
pontoon.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I have seen one because I have seen some of the little tiny pontoons.
Right.
So,
But you're saying before we got on the air today that you have had some issues with the boat because you have a management company that monitors the dock and when you're in season.
the marina is basically owned by the company will not let you bring anybody else in to fix your boat
Yeah.
except for them.
What?
But I have a feeling that is the way it is all over up there.
Yeah.
You have to use the marina's mechanics to fix your boat because they won't let anybody else in. And it might be because of insurance reasons.
Okay. Insurance reasons.
I believe that's
but that's probably one of the perks of going with that particular dock company and stuff like that, or management company for your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a little more control if something goes wrong, they can fix it. But you did have a battery issue, right?
I did. I went to my boat, took nothing. Figured I got a fridge full of beer. I got a little bit of food. I go like, I'm good. I don't need to take anything with me this weekend.
Right.
Get up there and my refrigerator's out, my ice maker's out. I have nothing.
Your beer is warm. That's the worst part of
Everything
everything.
is
Oh
warm.
no, you skunked the beer.
So I go like, okay, well, I went to Shore Power. Shore Power with breaker was kicked. Turned that back on. So my refrigerator came on. Still everything was cold, was warm. So I had to wait for everything to get cold again.
Yeah.
But so then.
Well, what was the problem though?
Well,
I mean, because you had shore power, right? But you
I
said
had
it was
shore
off.
power, but I also learned that 95% of the stuff on the boat runs off battery.
Well,
And
that's
so
not
my
ideal.
batteries were all dead too. So I
But
gave
wait,
them a
you
while
said
to-
at the beginning you had to switch on the shore power. The shore power is not on during the week when you're not there?
No, it's on, but the breaker had flipped somehow.
Oh, I see.
I
All right,
don't
so
know what happened.
maybe the
thinking-
batteries got wiggy and
I
something
think it might have been. They did have a big storm during the week, and I don't know if that did it.
Well, that'll do it. Absolutely.
But
that makes sense.
I'm wondering if maybe the charger, the brake, because now there's another breaker in the circuit panel on the boat. So it might have been the storm or something, but nobody else's was out. So
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. But anyway, my battery charger had to replace my battery chargers because supposedly that was the diagnosed problem. And I don't know if that led to ruining my batteries or what, because I still ended up. I went about 3 weeks before I finally
said, okay, time to get a new battery.
Okay, I
or two.
can Yeah, I could finally get my boat running again, and
Yeah.
was able to take the boat out. So
Okay. All right. But you got it resolved just in
think-
time.
I'm hoping. Yes, I'm hoping.
Well, just in time to put it up for a
Yeah,
winter.
just in time to
'Cause
put it away.
Now it is that time of year, right?
It is. I'm surprised it's still in the water, but
So they do that for you, your
Yes.
management company up there?
Yep, I do not have to do anything. I just say, "Okay, I'm done with the boat,"
Mm-hmm.
and they go, "Okay." And they will let me know when it's out, and that will probably be this next week, I'm sure.
Okay. All right.
So when they take the boat out, do they do anything to protect it from freezing? Like they'll drain the engine block. You have an inboard outboard, right?
It's a IO, not an IO.
IO, yeah,
It's an
IO, so
inboard. Inboard.
It's
yeah.
an inboard with an outdrive. So
No outdrive.
Oh, no outdrive,
No.
just a prop shaft. Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, is it a closed loop cooling system where there's coolant and heat exchanger?
It is.
Okay, so
but it's
there
going
should
it's
be-
going inside, so they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to do anything.
They don't have to do anything, and I guess the lakes then freeze over up there.
Pretty. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they won't. It all depends on how
okay.
cold the weather is. Because it's like I've been up there. I think the last few years I've been up there, they have not froze.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go boating in the winter.
Oh, you could. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Because the marina has not been frozen.
And that would be good then,
But
right?
yeah, it'd be good if you want to go out there when it's 30 degrees and the wind chill is
Yeah.
like 20.
You just you like cut a hole in the ice.
No, I
And
haven't
go
seen.
ice fishing.
There's only it might be a little bit of ice and wherever the water isn't moving.
Yeah.
But because actually because it's Spring Lake and it's on the Grand River, which is pretty much moving, so it doesn't freeze too much. But,
All right.
you could boat in the wintertime if you like 20-degree boating water.
Or you come to Florida like you did.
Yeah.
You just didn't bring your boat.
Right.
Have you ever been tempted just to figure out a way if you could haul it down from Michigan down this way?
No.
It's not trailable that big?
No.
No.
Is there any way to get that to? I mean, the waterway that you're on, can it somehow get to the intracoastal or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Could you
we
drive
have
it down?
We have loopers come through all the time.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, so there you go. You come down here in the winter and you stay with Greg.
He's a little loopy.
Right.
He'd fit in that.
Yeah, we have
quite well.
We have the loopers.
All right. Well, we got a plan. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
My captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Rise up and hear the bells. Rise up for you, the flag is flung. For you, the bugle trills.
All right, dismissed. Well, just to remind you, Pied Piper is still a sinking ship, so.
Enough with the maritime metaphors. You don't have to walk the plank on a sinking ship.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Barry the boater, and Brian, the Michigan boater, with us today. He's my brother-in-law. He's in town, hanging with me at the studio, creating havoc as his family does sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah, and but it's all good. And the only downside is that you don't have your boat with you.
I know. If it was a quick trip, like flying, yeah, I'd be here in a second. But
Well, you did fly though.
yeah,
What do you
I
mean?
know, but I'm saying if it was a quick trip on the boat, like if I could bring the boat down like in 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you would consider doing that. I gotcha. All right. So you had to winterize your boat, though, didn't you?
No,
Even though
not
you
really. My
I mean-
winterizing for me is basically empty the fridge, empty
Yeah.
the ice maker, empty. That's about it.
Yeah. Make sure you don't have any leftover beer.
Take the food home.
You don't want to have any skunky beer when you go back when the
Right.
season opens up, which would be when
Which
up there
would
in
be,
Michigan.
my plan is to have the boat back out of storage April 1st or soon after.
Yeah.
So
like Memorial Day type weekend
it
is
will definitely be in the water by Memorial Day.
Okay.
I mean, I'll probably have a month and a half.
I mean, does
under
the
my belt.
management company there, at the dock, where you have it docked and stuff, do they have okay, you can't open up or have your boat in the water until this date?
No, they basically as soon as they pretty much plan on putting the boats in as soon as the weather starts to warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
And being my boat is still not out. And they know, they kind of ask, when do you want your boat out? When do you want your boat in? Last one's out. First one's in.
Oh, the lake does freeze over, doesn't it?
No, not really.
Oh, it doesn't?
Not always. Not always.
Okay.
So
you could go as like in February if you wanted.
if there were any boats in the water.
Yeah. But they usually wait till
Yeah.
a little bit later.
Yeah, they usually don't start it because it can go. The weather can get cold again, but yeah,
Right.
usually April 1st is usually the earliest. they're gonna
Gotcha. So are you tempted to just bring it down to Florida though, year round? Because then you don't have to do that yearly thing.
You know,
What?
I really like the Great Lakes because there's no sharks, there's no salt water.
What? You're not getting in the water anyway. So
And trust me, when Greg goes in for sharks, he's in a cage.
well, no, it's not true. Just certain types of sharks, Barry.
I'm
Right.
Definitely the warmer water is nice. But,
Yeah. But
Well, I still
go ahead,
still
Barry.
think I still think the idea of him in the winter just coming down with the boat and enjoying the winter here and staying at your place, and then when it starts to get warm, he can just drive the boat all the way back home and spend the summer there.
Well, he could do that, or he could actually come down and stay at your place too, Barry. You would
no,
put him
I'm
up,
too
wouldn't
far
you?
south.
No,
Yeah, but
the
I'm
farther
too
south,
far
the warmer
south
it
here.
is, right, Brian?
No, it isn't. It's actually warmer in
I'm
Orlando.
working-
Listen to
than
him
it is
backpedal
here.
right now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm
No,
working.
so
I'm working on a friend of mine that he's actually moved his permanent residence to Puerto Rico. He's one of the friends from the marina that I've met,
Oh, that's too far south.
and he's moved his residence to Puerto Rico, and he's looking at a boat down there, and I'm going like, I visited him last year. He didn't have a boat yet, but I think he's working on it.
Really? Like what kind of
So-
vessel might he get? Like a
He
cat or something? A sailing?
He wants like
vessel?
a 42. What do I want to say?
Like a power cat?
No.
No? Like
what's the center console? Center console.
Oh, really?
42. Yeah.
All right. Like
Yeah.
an Intrepid or something like that.
Yeah, well, we just saw those at the boat show.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're great for fishing, and they do have some of them have nice little cabins in it, but it's not a permanent living area like his boat.
Right.
Your brother-in-law's boat is a more
you
comfortable-
overnight on. You wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to do it overnight on a well, you could. Barry does it on a 17-footer.
You got to find a beach to go camp.
Yeah,
set up a
right.
tent. But
Exactly.
no, he wants to do. I think he's looking at doing day charters. So if he does, you might have an opportunity for World of Boating.
Okay. Well,
So
there's
I
that.
can fix you up.
All right. Well,
Fix you up.
but I would prefer he had a bigger vessel that you could, have guests
You're so
on.
picky.
Yeah.
You got nothing, and
See,
you're
you-
picky.
Well, you
Well-
could do one of those like mooring. That's what
Well,
I thought you were
Well,
talking
he's
about,
looking
like one
at
of those
he's
mooring
looking at
deals.
like a 42 center console. So
Well, but you could get like a moorings catamaran that has like, 3 or 4 staterooms and the pontoons.
I see what you're looking at.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you get one of them. They rent them too.
Yeah,
you don't even have to buy if you want. And you can get like a 45-footer.
Yeah.
And just have them manage it. Handle the heavy lifting as far as managing it. But then you go out on it and you hang out half the year and live on the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, the center console is a little rough.
Yeah.
You can't overnight on that.
But that's why everybody down here in Florida seems to have center consoles. I don't get it. I watch the internet shows, and
Yeah.
everybody's got center consoles.
Well, I mean, Barry the boater, they're
What's the
following the
deal?
trend.
What's
right,
the
Barry?
Well, originally I thought the center console because I was going to be diving off of it. But if I had to do it again, it would have been a dual console, more of a runabout type boat that I could make better covers over. So
Yeah.
when the rain comes in or the wind or something, I have a little cover.
Right. I mean, and he only has a 17-footer. It's too dang small.
Oh.
It's not comfortable for me.
The center consoles are actually getting popular up in Michigan too. I don't, I'm dumbfounded as why anybody would want one.
Well, I mean, they're efficient. You get a couple outboards
You
on
can
those
get a
things.
lot,
You can
yeah.
cover a lot of ground quickly.
Yeah,
Get to
they're
where-
quick and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And,
It seems different areas of the country have different boats that they kind of veer to. I've noticed some areas use things that are more like not center consoles. What are they? The ones that you like, the trawler type boats. The trawler type boats.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And then out in the West Coast, there was one called Sea Dory that I really wanted to get at one point, and they made a small one, but they stopped making it. I guess it depends on the area that you live in. Those are the boats that are preferential.
I know the trawlers are really good for doing the loop because they will go run forever.
Right.
Little fuel. And
Yeah, I get like a Nordhaven type vessel,
Mm-hmm.
and they're so classic looking.
Yeah.
Those are to me. I don't know, for whatever reason, that style of boat is just like the classic style boat that I maybe it looked like a little coastie from the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of has that kind of look to it.
Yeah.
I just grew up as a kid.
Yeah.
Kind of associating boats with those type of vessels, or Captain Quinn on Jaws.
Yeah.
He had like an old trawler beat up boat like that. It was a similar type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want anything that beat up. I would want something nicer and fancier.
You need something with a cappuccino.
I'm all about the comfort for the passage. That's
right.
why I gravitate towards the cats, Brian, because the catamarans. they actually make some really seaworthy cats now, but they're not as friendly to open ocean cruising if the conditions are bad.
Yeah.
They're a little less forgiving than, a center console V-hull trawler type thing that's designed to cut through that ocean wake and stuff and can handle the big, seas. With the exception of the minnow. The minnow didn't handle that well. That's probably why I consider, that classic style of trawler. It's the SS Minnow, Barry. There you go.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Finally, we've uncovered that here on the World of Boating, and why I think that's the traditional style boat I gravitate to as far as what I think of. But I know I don't want to be on that because they always crash or sink or something.
Yeah.
Eventually.
No, but they'll crash on a deserted island where you could live off coconuts for the rest of your
And
life.
hang with Marianne and Ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's that. Okay. So I don't know what we accomplished, but at least we got through it. The technical mess, apologize for that, but we'll do better next time. Till then, remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Barnacle-bitten swab.
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.